Do you know the important numbers as it pertains to your retirement goals for 2024? Well, if not, in this financial freedom video, we're going to cover all the important numbers that you need to know about for 2024 as it pertains to your retirement, so stay locked in. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, Certified Financial Planner and President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea Graves, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. For additional concepts on how to maximize your retirement, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. Well, Carson, it's a new year, and it seems like we were just doing these numbers in 2023. I know so much is changing for retirees in 2024, and you'll be providing some insight on that today.
Yeah, Andrew, it does seem like I was just doing the retirement numbers for 2023. And of course, we always want to make sure that we keep our clients and of course our subscribers updated about any significant changes that's going to affect their retirement goals. And so today we're going to talk about some of the important numbers as it relates to your retirement for 2024, but we're going to do it in two parts because we want to make these videos digestible for you. So we don't want to overload your plate with information. So today we are going to be talking about important numbers that you need to be aware of for 2024. But before we get into that, there are always two rules to retirement income that we like to give you. And Andrew, what are those two rules?
Well, rule number one is to never run out of money, and rule number two is to never forget rule number one.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into our lesson today and bring in the new year to talk about the new numbers that you need to know about in 2024.
So Carson, today we're going to cover three things: taxes, Social Security, and Medicare. And since we're in tax season, let's just start there.
Okay, Andrew, I do think that's a good place to start since we are in tax season. So all we need to do is just put these numbers up on the chart here. If you're taking a look at the tax brackets for 2023 versus 2024, there is a bit of good news there, Andrea, because you can literally make more money in 2024, but you're going to be taxed less on the additional income that you're able to make in 2024. Now, of course, we can go through each of these tax brackets here, but let's just focus on the more common tax bracket that a lot of people find themselves in, and that's the 22% tax bracket, just to show you exactly what's going to be changing from 2023 to 2024, and this is going to occur in each tax bracket. But as you can see, as we look at the chart, if you had income as a married filing jointly couple and you made between $89,451 to $190,750, and if you were a single person and you made between $44,726 and $95,375, you would have remained in the 22% tax bracket. Now, as we look into 2024, we obviously can make more money and still remain in the 22% tax bracket. In 2024, that same married filing jointly couple can make between $94,301 to $201,050 in 2024, and that single person can now make between $47,151 to $100,525. So you can make more money in 2024 versus 2023, but you'll be taxed less on that additional income. So that's good news for everybody. Now, to continue this good news as it relates to your taxes and the important numbers related to those taxes in 2024, your standard deductions are going to be greater. So if we take a look at the chart now, in 2023, as a married filing jointly couple, you would have been able to write down $27,700 off of your income, and as a single person, that was $13,850. Now, of course, you have an additional amount that you can write off on your income if you are 65 and older or blind. And in 2023, as a married filing jointly couple, that was $1,500, and as a single person, that was $1,850 for 2023. But let's look at 2024. In 2024, as it relates to your standard deduction, you're now able to write down $29,200 as a married filing jointly couple and $14,600 as a single person. And again, you have an additional amount that you can write off or add to your standard deduction if you are 65 and older or blind. That's $1,550 for 2024 and $1,950 as a single person for 2024. Now, I really do want people to understand what that additional amount that you can add to your standard deduction really means. If you are a married couple and both of you are 65 and older, well, you can deduct $1,550 for yourself and $1,550 for your spouse, and that's an additional $3,100 that you can add to your new standard deduction write-offs. Now, if one of you happen to be blind, that's an additional $1,550. So that means that you could add an additional $4,650 to your standard deduction and have that as a write-off. So if Stevie Wonder happens to be watching this video, hopefully I've given him some education about some additional dollars that he can write down on his taxes, and I'm probably sure he needs them.
So now let's talk about some important changes as it pertains to Medicare in 2024. So let's look at the chart here. Now in 2023, as you can see, your Part B premiums were $164.90. And unfortunately, in 2024, the Part B premium increased to $174.70. Now that's a 6% increase on your Part B premium. Now I do have some good news regarding the IRMA surcharges. In 2024, the income brackets will increase. Now, for a married filing jointly couple in 2023, the income brackets were between $194,000 and $246,000, and for a single person, it was between $97,000 and $123,000 before your IRMA surcharges kick in. Now, in 2024, for a married filing jointly couple, the income bracket is between $206,000 and $258,000. And for a single person, it's between $103,000 and $129,000 before the IRMA surcharge kicks in. Now, don't forget that the Social Security Administration is going to be doing a 2-year look back to determine your income bracket. So the Social Security Administration will look at your 2022 income, not your 2024 income. Now, if there's been any changes, any life changes, like if there's been a death of a spouse, or if you've married, or if you've had a divorce, you could ask them to look at that and consider any adjustments regarding your income level. With that being said, if you were going to have an IRMA surcharge, it can either be lowered or eliminated altogether.
Now, the last thing that we want to talk about today is, of course, Social Security. Now, everyone is always wondering what's going to change with Social Security every single year. And of course, there are always going to be some changes when it relates to your Social Security benefits. And we're going to just talk about the major ones that you need to know about. So let's again take a look at the chart. And like I say, this is very important that you can save this video. Go to these charts, take a look at where you are. First, we want to talk about 2023 and the important changes that you need to know as it relates to 2024. The first thing is the wage base. Now, the income wage base that you see on the chart of $160,200 is the income level that your employer can tax you on Social Security of that 6.2%. In 2023, as you can see, it was $160,200. That is going to be increasing in 2024. Now, this increase in 2024 of $168,600, in which they can tax you on of income, can be good or bad depending on the perspective. Obviously, we have heard the news about the insolvency issue as it relates to Social Security. So, of course, in order to make sure that the insolvency issues do not get any worse, there are changes that the Social Security Administration has to make in order to make sure that we can still receive those payments. This is one of those subtle changes that they're going to be doing each and every year. They're going to be increasing that wage base and taxing us more to pay into the Social Security system. So that's one of those things that we probably are just going to have to live with, because we know we're going to need more changes to take place in order to keep Social Security solvent. So that's one of the things that you need to be aware of. You're going to be taxed on more of your income for 2024 when it relates to Social Security. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is that when it comes to Medicare, that 1.45%, that is taxed on all income. So even if you make $1 million a year, Only $168,600 will be taxed as it relates to Social Security benefits, but that 1.45% for Medicare, you'll still be taxed on that income. So that never is going to change. Now, the next change that I want to point out for 2024 is your cost of living adjustment. And I'm sure many of you have already notated this and you know that this is the case now. But in 2023, you had an 8.7% increase for your Social Security benefits. In 2024, unfortunately, it went down to 3.2%. Now, as Andrea just mentioned, your Part B premium for Medicare increased about approximately 6%. So we have discussed this numerous times on this channel, how Social Security, the cost of living adjustment, is just not really keeping up with the real cost of inflation. If your Part B premium is going up by 6%, how's that 3.2% looking? Not so great. So that's just one of the things that you have to make note of for 2024. And the very last thing that I want to point out that I think is important as it relates to your money for 2024 is the earnings limit increase. The earnings limit increase for Social Security is very important. Now, in 2023, as you can see on the chart, if you have not reached your full retirement age, and that's depending on when you were born, could be between ages 66 or 67, any income that you made of $21,240 in 2023, any income above that, the Social Security Administration can withhold $1 for every $2 that you make above that amount. In 2024, they are giving us a bit of a bump here. This is a bit of positive news here, where you can make now $22,320 before they start to deduct that $1 for every $2 that you make above that. Now, you can make a little bit more income, but it's not substantially more, but it is good news and it's moving in the right direction, because there are many people who do file for their benefits before their full retirement age that still do work, and they do come to the realization at some point, if they were not informed, that they will not be receiving a payment from Social Security due to the fact that they made too much money. So this is one of the things that you always want to keep note of, and we're going to make sure that you do stay informed as it relates to your retirement each and every year.
So Carson, what's the moral of this video?
Well, Andrew, the moral of this video is that there are going to always be changes as it relates to your Medicare, Social Security, and taxes. And it's extremely important for those of you who don't want to be left behind to make sure that you consult with a financial advisor who can help you with these changes. Thank you again for tuning in to our Financial Freedom video. Please note that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and that you should always seek out your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney regarding your personal situation. Also, if you are looking for an independent fiduciary advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in our description below and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today.
After this video, please check out our other videos that we've created that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.